wanting us to do everything. And we're like, no, my job is to hunt and kill and bring it into you. And that's it. If you love them, you hire them. If you don't love them, don't hire them. But don't come back to me and say, well, this person isn't working out. Can you call? I've had this happen. Can you call them up and ask them if they're happy with our company? Like, well, of course they're happy with it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I had to handhold all the way through that. That was for a different company I was working with. But okay. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know if you all have ever recruited here. But
yeah. I got 3 searches in Atlanta right now as we speak.
Really? It's like chasing around toddlers with diapers on. I will not.
That candidate in that thing is an Atlanta kid. And that text that I shared with the rebuttal, that's an Atlanta kid.
Yeah, they're just, I don't know what's wrong down here. I've talked to managers who have moved from the north down here, and they're like, people down here just aren't solid. There's something weird with them. So I don't recruit in Atlanta. I recruit elsewhere in the world. I don't know. If somebody gives me an Atlanta job, I'm like, nah, thank you.
Is it because Atlanta, Georgia is approximately 1 hour from Atlanta, Georgia, if you're driving?
No, it's the people here. Trust me. It's the locals. I mean, I talked to one poor man who had moved his company down from New York, and he goes, I don't know what's going on here, but these people won't even help each other out on the job when somebody's sick. I said, yeah, I know. That's why. Oh, yeah. I worked for several companies downtown Atlanta, some well-known banks. I was in the trust and estates area, financial planning, and I can tell you some of the weird stuff they did, and sexual harassment is alive and well. And in the 90s, we had to wear high heels still to work if we were women, and skirts.
Oh yeah, I know somebody who started in Atlanta in the late 80s, and that I remember him specifically mentioning that anyone in his office had to dress a certain way, and it included no slacks and pantyhose, and they had to have high heels.
Yeah, it was just totally ridiculous. And I can tell you in this heat, a pair of pantyhose is not fun.
I wouldn't know.
Imagine.
It's like walking around with a sauna wrapped around your legs. No. But now all things have changed. You can dress like a total slob, apparently. But yeah, no, I will not recruit in Atlanta. And I've told people that. When my boss comes up, she had a job years ago, and I said, okay, I'll do this job, but they're not going to pay you for it. And we found somebody. And then the lady wanted all the resumes I had ever looked at for the job. I said, no, sorry, you don't get to have those. And I said, I presented you with 3 good candidates. And as usual with Atlanta, they lowballed her. They said it paid up to 40. They decided to try and bring her in at 25, which is lower
Jesus Christ.
Welcome to Atlanta, please. I mean, I
actually have not had that problem.
No, this is welcome to my world of being a Southerner. And then they refused to pay. And I said, okay, well, I will put on my suit and I will go down there and get your money for you, because I'm kind of mean. I'm attractive, but I'm mean, okay? I walk in there, I'm like, yeah, I kind of come from up north where we have the mafia, and you guys are like a bunch of stupid Southerners. So give me my money.
I hated living in the South for that reason.
Yeah, and that's it. And finally, she got the money out of them. But she goes, how did you know they wouldn't pay? I said, because it's an Atlanta firm.
Is this recent?
This was about, before COVID. It was about 7 years ago.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Because 25 just seems ridiculously low unless you were replacing a cashier.
Oh, no. I just saw a job on the thing for 27 for a manager position here in Atlanta. 27,000 with COVID and everything going on. I was like, are you...
You need to find new
and I won't tell you what happened to me when I worked for one company and went in for an interview before I did recruiting again, because I've done recruiting on and off. But I was told the job would pay 35 starting. And I'm sitting at this well-known company that has a lot of money. And the CFO, I was to be his assistant, and he goes, well, I'll give you 25. Or no, it was 26. And I just looked at him, I said, my current job pays more than that. Why would I leave for this? I was told this would pay 35, and that was some years ago. And I said to him, you're the CFO, you can raise the salary. He goes, no, I can't. I said, well, we're talking apples and oranges. I'm sorry, you wasted my time. And I got up and left. But, and that was Charcoal King, by the way. They're a big company.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question. I mean, like,
yeah.
Are we talking war stories here? Are we talking rebuttals? What's the agenda?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about.
Yeah. So,
I
mean, war stories is
the
fine.
agenda is don't hunt in Atlanta. No.
Yeah, there we go.
No, I don't do that. I don't do that. But
We were
anyway,
talking war stories, but I was thinking, if everybody was, and I thought with 12 people, which originally I thought was going to be, that it might be kind of cool to hear, what people use for rebuttals. That's kind of what my idea was. And I just noticed they deleted my post off of recruiters who actually make placements, probably because I was an asshole. So, with having the 9 people here, or 10, or however many it was going to be, that's what I was thinking was, because we usually what we do is we come on here, we kind of bitch a little bit, we discuss strategies, we discuss this. I was thinking, hey, let's, what do you guys use as rebuttals? I'm an old Steve Finkel guy, so I crafted his rebuttals to meet the industry that I work in. So I'm happy where I'm at. I'm not looking. We don't use recruiters, that type of stuff. And I was wondering what everybody else uses. I mean, I've been using the same ones for 17 years. So that was kind of like what I was thinking we would do. But you guys have at it. I host this, but it's a free for all, so I don't care.
Well, it depends on what you're rebutting. I mean, what does the guy say? Does he say, I'm busy, I've got a meeting right now, call me back later? Or
well, let's back up from that one. Is it with a candidate or with a client?
I'd say, let's do this one for everyone. Your favorite, you're cold calling, do your pitch. You got a great company, great opportunity. Candidate says, I'm sorry, but I'm happy where I'm at. What do you say? Let's start with Tom and go around the circle.
All right. What I would say in that case is, I'd ask him, first of all, you said you're happy. Are you 100% happy, and challenge them what you're doing? And then see how they respond. And then then if they don't respond, or if they hem and haw, I would say to them, would you be open to exploring an opportunity if it was clearly better than the one you're in? And that gets them to think, oh, wait a minute. Sometimes they'll say, or most of the times they'll say, well, what do you have? And I say, I have got a lot of jobs opportunities, but rather than just tell you about every position, let's talk a little about what you're doing now, what you like, dislike, and what would be the type of opportunity that would get you to make that move. Okay. And try to have dialogue, get a dialogue going with them, because, there's so many transactional recruiters, and I hate to use the word recruiter because some of them are really not recruiters. They're talent acquisition people, which they don't do recruiting.
I'm a headhunter.
Yeah, I'm a headhunter. That's, I've been doing that for years. So that's what I would do in a case like that. And I'm in the IT technical area, and I get that with probably, first of all, getting somebody on the phone is a challenge. But if I get them on the phone, 9 times out of 10 is I'm not looking, or I'm happy where I'm at. So I train my recruiters, because I have 5 recruiters on my team, also not be transactional. And while you got them on the phone, try to get something out of the conversation and try to find out, just have a conversation. Don't sell them a job. Don't sell them a position. Just try to have a conversation with them. Try to get them to get their guard down. And the reason why I say that is we all know when we go into a store, you walk into Macy's, somebody says, can I help you? What's the first thing you say?
I'm just looking.
I'm just looking. Well, that's a reflex statement. We're all used to it. And then you go, oh, well, wait a minute. Yeah, where are the ties? Well, nobody wears ties anymore. Where's this? Where's that? Where's that? Oh, I do need help. Okay, but go ahead. I'll let somebody else answer.
Ernie, I'm happy where I'm at.
When I call somebody, I'll say, hey, this is Ernie Moreno. I'm a recruiter, next level executive search. I'm in the food industry, and I saw your information, and I would like to talk to you. The response is, I'm not interested. Thank you very much. I'm very happy. Then my response is, I know you're happy, but but I have an old saying, and it's, I'm happy, but I could always be made happier. And that was
that's good.
That was told to me in a bar. I said, that was told to me in a bar. So if you want a chance to be made happier, then let's talk. But maybe this isn't the right time. Is this a good time to talk to you? Because if it's not, then let's set up a time to talk. Why don't you give me your mobile number now? then you give me your mobile number, and I'll say, what's a good time? I mean, when are you on your way home from work? Because that's when I want to talk to you. Because if do you have like a half-hour commute? And they go, yep. You ever get tired of hearing the radio? Yep. Then you can hear me. So let's talk.
Let me ask you a question, Ernie. So do you ever pitch a job? If you need a VP of sales or a director of procurement or whatever it is, do you ever pitch like, hi, my name's Ernie, I'm a headhunter, I work in food, I got a great opportunity with this top client, yada yada yada, or do you always open with that?
I'll open with that, but if I'll say, I saw your information. I got a VP of ops job that you might be interested in. Your background looks great. I just want to know, can we talk? Because I want to see.
Do you worry about wasting your time and their time after hours or on their drive home if they're not? Like, do you try to get any type of information from them prior to scheduling that call to make sure they're at least qualified? Or do you get that from LinkedIn?
Not really. See, what I learned, I used to commute from Chicago when I was working. I was a VP of HR for a company, and I used to commute from Chicago to Crystal Lake, which was about an hour. And a recruiter would call me, and I would tell them, you know what, I leave here at 6, get home at 7. Call me.
Okay.
And they would, and nobody would call me. Recruiters would not call me because it was after 5.
That's dumb.
So next time they'd call me at the office, and I told you when to call me. Talk to you later. Take care. Bye. But it's kind of like a situation where they got to understand, they being the recruiter,
You can
have to understand what my schedule is. And when you can tell them, the thing in the middle of any conversation is you say, well, while I'm talking to you, let me ask you, we've been talking about 10 minutes. We're cousins now. And what you got to do is get them to start laughing just a little bit and say, we're cousins now. But let me ask you this.
Mirror them.
When I was doing what you were doing, about this time, I'd have somebody at the door kind of like looking at me, wanting to talk to me, but not really saying nothing. Are they doing that to you right now? And they go, yep, they are. They're right there. I go, okay, then maybe this ain't the right time to talk. But I do want to talk to you because I think this job is pretty fantastic given your background. And if you want to be made happier, let's talk. But there's little things you got to know that they're going through, but don't ever be offended by it because the hit hits the fan. And when that happens, it has nothing to do with you. It's not the right time to talk.
Exactly.
And what you want to do is make it the right time to talk for them. And they'll tell you. The other thing I'll do is I'll call them at 9 o'clock at night. And I want to talk to them. I'll come at 9 o'clock at night. And I've done this at 10. And I'll say, oh, hi. Hey, Joe, how you doing? This is Ernie. Calling you back. Oh, God, forgive me. It's 10 o'clock at night. I didn't realize it was so late. So can we set up a time to talk tomorrow? I really, really apologize. They go, well, you got me on the phone now, Ern.
Yeah.
Okay, then let us talk. All the time intending to talk to them.
Does anybody need to get that call?
It's not me.
Not me.
Sandra?
Eli.
I think she's off. Kelly, you want to do I'm happy where I'm at?
I take kind of a soft approach, like, kind of like you guys,
Oh, okay.
Go downstairs, get your lunch.
Sandra, mute yourself.
Yeah.
Turn it down.
Sorry.
and
Okay.
basically just see if I can get them to talk. And at least, the very least that I try to do is tell them what I've got so that if I can't convert them, maybe they know of somebody. But when I'm talking with them about what I have, I make sure that it sounds fantastic to them.
But you sell the opportunity outright. Okay. And so even if you work very narrow niche kind of PhD people, so they're strange as it is. So you call them up, you get the I got the straight opportunity. You're going to be, developing genomes for goldfish and turn them into cattle and yada, yada, yada. And then at that point, you really don't push past, I'm happy where I'm at. You kind of develop a relationship for now or for later to see who else they know versus what, we do in more of a, hired gun mercenary.
I've had people come back to me and say, I thought about it and I would be interested. I've had that happen a lot.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So that's, pretty much how I do it.
Sandra, I'm happy where I'm at.
Well, let's see. I usually call them up, and because of the kind of work they do, I ask them if they have a minute because I know I'm disturbing them. And they'll say, yes, what you got, or no, not now. And then they will receive a call later on. If they have my phone number, they'll usually call me back. Some of them know me quite well, unfortunately, after years of conversations. So it's like, okay, what you got, Sandra? And I'm like, well, I've got this, this, and this. But usually I'm pretty polite and ask them, do you have a minute? Because I know I'm disturbing them. And most of the time they will say, yes, what do you have? Even if they're not interested. And I give them a straight poop. And then I say, well, do you know of somebody who would be interested? And I get a lot of referrals that way.
I was taught early on referrals.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a main thing, even in my messages that I leave.
Taught not to direct recruit. I was taught to referral recruit. In 1997, my first pitch was, hi, I'm a headhunter. I was told you're a great candidate and such, and I have this great opportunity doing blankety blank, and I want to see who you know that would be good for this opportunity. That was the pitch I was taught to do. I was taught not to direct recruit. And after like 30 phone calls, I'm like, this is stupid. I'm going to direct recruit the guy because he's the guy I want, and went to it. But I don't want to pick on you, Sandra, but one thing I don't do, I don't ever leave a yes or no. Can you talk? Are you busy? I don't like that. But I also understand the respect thing. So I usually start with, I know you're busy. I'll be brief. Hi, Steve. This is Tom Alashio. I'm a headhunter. I specialize in engineering. I know you're busy. I'll be brief. I'm currently working on a blankety blank. That way he can listen, right? I've already told him I respect his time. In my opinion, I want the person to hear what I got. Right? Like I want the guy to know that I'm doing a search for a Fortune 100 company that has a 0 layoff policy and paid 38% in profit sharing last year. And I want him to know about that, or her. Right? Yeah. And then at that point, I end it with, there's now a time you can talk or whatever it is. Right? Yeah. And then if I get I'm happy where I'm at, the first thing I say is, I didn't expect you to be unhappy. If you were unhappy, you would have called me. Haha, I laugh or whatever, kind of make a joke. And then I roll into, the reason I called you, Steve, is because I have an opportunity in your backyard in Chicago and wherever it is with a Fortune 100 company, a small company, a big company, whatever it is, that has a better opportunity, more growth, more money, can lessen your commute, yada, 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 and wanted to see if you'd be open to talking to me about it confidentially, right? So I always try to, in my rebuttals, it's always trying to tell them that I respect their privacy, I respect their confidence, and also respect their time, right? So that way, I feel like immediately they're like, oh, this is a different type of recruiter, because I have this other idea, mad or glad. If I call you on the phone, I want you to be mad at me or happy with me when we hang up. I want you to remember me. I want you to know that Tom Alashio called you, right? Not just some recruiter. That some asshole Tom Alashio or some great guy Tom Alashio, but not just some recruiter, because that's where we all get lost. Because they get called by, at least my industry, get called by recruiters all the time, and if they don't know who I am, they're not going to remember to call me back if this isn't the right opportunity. And if they end up being like a jerk to me, I'm probably not going to recruit them anyway. So it doesn't matter. It's kind of how I look at it. So to me, like, yeah, but you're
doing one industry.
Them. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're doing one industry though. Right?
3. Well, it's weird. It's very hard to explain what I do, but I work construction, I work consulting engineering, and then I work manufacturing for products that are structural consulting engineering. But in that industry, I not only work engineering, but I work sales, I work a little bit of finance, operations, and that particular industry is because I know it so well. And I know the culture of these companies, and a lot of these companies hire on culture. So it's very hard for me to explain in one, Tom, what do you do? I'm a headhunter and I work in construction engineering and manufacturing. Because it's hard for me to explain because I'm so narrow niched.
Yeah, because
And
I
I do a
work in
lot of-
across
Right.
three different industries. With the construction guys, I will say that definitely what you said. I will just fire up. With my other people, I have to be gentle and handle them professionally.
Yeah, I couldn't see
And
doing
so-
that with the PhD scientist. There's no way I could see. I think I would probably last about a week and they'd all blackball me. I do a lot of, I don't know how you guys, like in IT, if this is something that you guys do, or Ernie in food, can you take guys out of, let's say, do you do operations or sales? What do you do in food?
What I do in food is primarily the manufacturing side, the administrative side. I've stayed away from sales because I've always found that the guys in sales know each other. And
Yeah.
so they end up, they go to conferences, they talk to each other. Plant managers don't go to conferences. And
Okay. So
production supervisors.
one of the things that I do is because my industry is so small, I can pull people out of allied fields, right? So if I'm looking for a plant manager for one of my clients who's a manufacturer, they don't have to come from the same industry, right? So can you take them from another manufacturing field that's allied to food? I don't know, pharmaceuticals, soda pop.
A lot of them want food, and they'll settle for pharma depending on. But I was looking for something here. I wrote a note to myself as to if you want to make a good placement, just right off the bat, you find somebody that's the issues become like salary, location, industry, and there was one other factor that I had in there that if you and skill sets that they're looking for, they want this or that or Spanish or whatever. But if you find those 4 things and location is close, then you got a pretty good shot. And then after that, you kind of subtract them. They're willing to reload, they're willing to do this, or but it really depends on. I guess a lot of it is how long the search has been open. Because at the beginning they want everybody.
Yeah.
And
Kelly, can you pull them from different industries, or is it that if you're looking for a PhD scientist in, I don't know what you do, but let's just say, like I was saying, genomes for fish, does it have to be genomes for fish, or can it be genomes for cows?
No, it has
to be.
Yeah. So if I'm looking for people that have immuno-oncology experience and have worked with T cells and mass spectrometry, and it has to be that.
There's no variance. How about you, Tom?
Well, I do technical recruiting, IT recruiting across all different industries. So it really depends on the client. If they say, I want somebody from our industry or similar industry, then that's what we target. But in general, IT technical people can move around from company to company, industry to industry. We don't do anything with federal government or military or anything like that.
Yeah, my clients are big on culture. Like to them, they know their industry's small and that they know who the players are. So it's Tom, go find us someone that we can train really quickly, right? This is not rocket science, right? This is just manufacturing of widgets. Go find us a guy who that knows all of our processes, knows how these machines work, and fits into our culture, and we'll teach him how to do this. So that's kind of why I think I could be a lot more of an asshole and forceful and bully when I talk to people, because I'm never going to talk to them again, right? If I'm recruiting in wood manufacturing, that's it. I'm going to cut one guy, go place him with my client, never work in wood manufacturing again. So maybe that's somewhat of a kind of luxury I have that maybe you guys don't, because you work in the same industry and they want the same people. Clint, what we did, Clint, is we all did a rebuttal for I'm happy where I'm at. And what you say when you call a candidate and how you pitch them, hey, my name's Clint, I work in bottle washing international searches for sales. I got a great opportunity for a North Carolina bottle washer, and it pays $80,000 a year plus the car. I wanted to see if you'd be open to talking to me. And he says, thanks, Clint, but I'm happy where I'm at. What do you say?
Wow, I guess that would depend on the scenario. How long has he been with the company? I would set it up a little bit differently. I would call asking for a referral, and then I'll say, how about you? And I guess you say, I'm happy where I'm at. Well, would you be open to it under the right circumstances? Would you be open to at least hearing about opportunities? And if he says no, I would say, out of curiosity, why not? and then try to get a reason why. Because if it's a relocation and the kids, really try to find out why they're saying no, they're happy. Why
Do you referral recruit? Were you trained by MRI?
Say that question again.
No, you referral recruit. It sounds like when you call someone, you don't direct recruit. You call people up and ask for referrals first. I was trained that way too with management recruiters. Was that your stomping grounds, or were you trained by someone else?
No, that's the way I go about it. That's the only way I've ever learned. So I go about asking for a referral, and then usually they say, I don't know anybody. Then they say, what about you? Tell me about what's going on with you. I'm not even talking about what's your story. I try to get them to start talking about them. If they sound like they're a good fit, I say, well, you sound like you might be right for this type of role. Well, I'm happy where I'm at. Well, under the right circumstances, would you be at least open to hearing about opportunities? Most of the people we talk to aren't looking either, and I kind of go that route with them, and just kind of
if
they say yes, I talk more about it. If they say no, I ask them why. Respectfully, why not?
It seems like all of us have one thing in common, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that we all realize how important it is to establish that relationship. How you do it is we're all a little differently. Kelly's very passive. Hey, if you're not interested, call me later. You do referrals. Tommy and Ernie are kind of the same. Ernie comes right at it with, I just want to know about you. And I think that's kind of the key in almost every situation is and I probably didn't expand on it as much as I do, but yeah, we want this person to become our cousin. We want to talk to them and get to know us and act like, hey, we're doing this because I respect you. We're doing this because I think you're a good fit. I'm doing this because I want to change your life. I'm doing this because I think it's good for you, not because I want to put money in my pocket. Yeah, I want to put money in my pocket, but I also think I wouldn't do this job if I didn't think I was changing people's lives for the better. So I truly have this kind of like, if I help everyone around me get what they want, I'll get what I want. And I use that when I'm talking to the candidates or my clients, wherever it is. And I think all of us so far, from what I've heard, is we all have that. Like, hey, we want to build a relationship with the people we're talking to and not just slam them down, even though I may sound like I do.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I think you gotta talk to them. You gotta at least figure out a way to get a little bit of attention. Like even if you ask them, is this a good time to talk? And they'll say no. Okay, then good. I'll try to be real quick. And
I don't know that. I wonder if there's an element of gender here, because as a female, when I call somebody up, hi Tom, Kelly Nelson, I'm a recruiter with blah blah blah. Do you have just a second? Always, I sure do.
My Sage never had to deal with, I'm happy where I'm at. Every guy wanted to talk with her, and because construction engineering, they want to talk to women. This is politically correct, but yeah, you kind of hit a nail on the head that it's probably a little different for women. Because I remember Sage said, "I never have to do that."
Yeah,
I wish I didn't have to.
The worst that I get is I'm actually, going into a meeting right now. Can you call me later? And then I'll get them, to commit to a time and then call them then.
But that's also a good time to just say, hey, look, I got your work number here. Can I have your mobile number?
Yeah.
If they give you the mobile number, then they're serious. At least you get a shot. If they don't want to give you that, then you got your work ahead. You got to fix.
I noticed no one said connect on LinkedIn. Does anybody do that? That's part of my pitch. No matter how it goes. By the way, I'm going to connect with you on LinkedIn and put you in my tickle file, whatever file you want to call it, for a 6-month follow-up. If they tell me, if I can't turn them, hey, I can't leave, I'm a contract, whatever it is. Well, let's connect on LinkedIn, and then I'll hit you up in 6 months. And I have a Loxo allows me to set up campaigns where it doesn't send an email for 6 months. I just drop them in there and forget about them. So does anybody do that? Do you add that with, hey, let's connect on LinkedIn, or is it just you're already connected on LinkedIn because you looked them up?
I do.
I do as well. Yeah.
I don't use LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn, but I don't use it as my message. What I try to do is when I get a hold of people or try to get a hold of someone, I'll call them, leave a message. I'll then email them and write my message, and then I'll send a text.
Yeah.
That'll say, hey, this is Ernie. I just left you an email and in a voicemail. check it out. Thanks, Ernie.
Okay.
Yeah,
do
but that's
you connect
assuming
with
you
people
have,
on LinkedIn?
yeah, that's assuming you have all that contact information. If you have a candidate you just talked to, you don't know them, they don't know you, and maybe you're only calling them at work, and they may, you
Well,
know,
there's a couple of things you can do. Is one is you can put their first name on their email, like
well, yeah,
like Bill, and then write something. But you want to get them to open your email, and you'll find. I mean, you can find emails pretty quickly, and I put in 3 or 4 and send them blind, and they'll go to 3 different ones.
Oh, you do that. You'll do like T
Yeah.
Robinson, Tom
Yeah.
dot Robinson, and Tom Robinson at.
Yes, and
Oh, wow. Okay.
then you can get if you're doing it from the Luxo thing, you can copy if it allows you to put in their names. You can either put in their names like just
Yeah.
copy the name and put it in the subject line, and it'll show up there.
Yeah.
And
No, you're right. Yeah.
so then you could just send it out. But the trick is you want them to think they should know you, and like, who's this Ernie
right.
guy? And if they do that, they'll open it up. And then you can see in LinkedIn,
Interesting.
and then you can see in Lexo that they've opened it up.
Yeah.
And once they opened it up, I'll call them again.
So I'm just, since you brought that up, I'm curious,
Interesting.
other than Ernie, is anyone sending cold emails to candidates you've never spoken to? Are you sending it to their work email address?
Always.
I don't, and the reason being is the majority of the candidate, or all the candidates I work with, are technical and IT, and for some reason, their work email addresses seem to be monitored. So
Yeah.
sometimes I'll get a friendly email from their internal administrator saying, if we receive another email from your domain address, you will be blacklisted. I've had that happen.
Wow.
Okay. So
Yep.
that's why with Loxo I can get email addresses, but a personal email address. But again, I can get personal email address from other places. But
Yeah.
if it works in your industry, then do it.
Well, I do it because I have 2 companies right now that need engineers really bad in very rural places. And I think I said this in the last roundtable. It's brain damage to try and call 600, 800 people, and ask them if they're willing to relocate to Norfolk, Nebraska, for Christ's sake, right? So
Where,
I'm
Alaska?
going to do that without going crazy. Yeah. So I'll just take Sales Navigator, get a huge list, 600 people with the qualifications I'm looking for, because entry level, they'll hire a guy right out of school, pay him $75,000 if I can find a new grad.
That's for a civil engineer, Tom?
It's civil engineering, yeah. So then I get that list, and then I just send a mass email. Hey, I'm Tom. I'm great. I'm wonderful. This is a really weird call. Would you move to Norfolk, Nebraska for $75,000, and you can actually afford a house instead of living in New York City or something like that? And that's the only way I can think of to try and up my odds of getting a hold of somebody willing to move to the middle of nowhere. Other than I've already scoured Nebraska, then I told my sourcer, let's go into like Iowa, because it probably looks the same. You wouldn't know if you dropped them off in Iowa or Nebraska, they'd be in the same town, stuff like that. But, you're going to call 50 engineers in California, 50 engineers in Maryland, 50 engineers in Atlanta and say, you want to move to Nebraska? No, but I'll email them.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
There's always going to be somebody that wants to live in Norfolk. That's where
right
Tom Anderson is from.
Yeah. If you say Norfolk to anybody that lives there, they correct you. It's
Norfolk.
Norfolk.
My parents both grew up there. They call it Norfolk.
Norfolk, something like that. I know it's not Norfolk.
There's no R. You don't pronounce the R.
I guess it's not Norfolk or whatever the hell it is. It's something else, and I get corrected every single damn time. That's why it drives me insane.
I was going to add. Do any of you use this what were once called CSEs, the custom search engines?
Yeah.
Because
what is that?
Custom search engines are they're created so you could go in there and use your Boolean string. And
yeah, I use one called RecruitM, RecruitMEM.
Recruit Me or Recruit Mealy or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
There's one by Brian Fink that I love, and I use it because it has a number of categories, and one of the categories is active job searchers.
Which one is that?
Well, if I'm trying to see, is there a way here to
Yeah.
share?
Can you
Yeah. So go ahead, Kelly.
can you put a link in there, Ernie, too?
Well, here,
I'm-
I'll share my screen real quick and show you how, Ernie, there's a on the, if you put your mouse, it'll say open share tray, and then
Okay.
click screen share, and you'll see, like, I'm gonna real quick show everybody. I think
Okay.
the one that you're talking about, Tom, is
I see it.
is that it?
It's the one that I have is, let me
Am I
see if
sharing it? Can you guys see it?
um,
No, you can't see it, can you?
Can you see this one? No?
Can you see the one I'm sharing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Hold on.
so
Let
that's
me,
Recruit'em. I think, is Tom that the one you told me about?
Yeah, Recruitment. I use that.
Yeah, that's the one I use. And now I'm gonna unshare. Ernie, your turn.
okay.
So go ahead. So you want to click, like, just put your mouse somewhere on your screen, and you'll see it'll pop up. It'll show it's recording. It'll show a camera, a microphone, and then a little up arrow. Click the up arrow.
So let me do something here. I clicked the up arrow, but let me do this. Come on. I turned
What's
off
that
all my
guy's
other.
name?
Brian Fink, Fink. And where is it, Brian Fink?
Yeah, Brian
Um,
Fink's a real good sourcer.
yeah, I mean, he's one of the best. And let me see if I can't bring it up. It's just, I'm looking for my Google here. This will probably, if I go in, no, here, this one here. Can you see this one?
You're not sharing your screen.
Then I gotta figure.
You're sharing the screen that we're on. So share. So
Maybe it's on a different monitor.
No, I unplugged all the monitors.
Oh, okay.
But
so
this,
go to a different tab then.
go to a different tab. Wait.
The tab that you have that stuff
Okay.
from Fink open.
Can you see this one? Because if you can.
No.
Okay. Well, let me try one other thing, because one
Brian
other thing.
Fink?
Brian Fink, but his CSE is a different. Oh golly, let's see here. Yeah, I can't.
What is the website, Ernie?
Well, it's not a website. It's a.
It's like a thin client you download or something.
Yeah, it's one of those. And I wish. Here, this one.
It's got a doc Zoho Zoom
What about that?
file.
Can you see that one?
Yep.
There we go.
Okay, yeah.
There we go.
Yes.
Now, what you'll do is just say you want a plant manager, right? You put in plant manager, you'll hit it, and of course you put in your Boolean strings there. But if you go into here, you'll see the active job seekers.
Holy shit.
Holy shit is right. Okay.
How did you find this?
I asked Brian Fink.
Can you
I
copy
think
that
I found
link?
it. I think I found it.
Can you copy that link and send it?
I can copy it and send it, or send me your email. My email is ernie@nlesearch.com.
I found this document for this. I'll put it in the notes.
Okay.
Good, thank you. Thanks for sharing that, Ernie.
Because that is
awesome,
like,
dude.
this one goes into LinkedIn and gets you the connections that are beyond your tree.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
And also you see at the bottom, it'll say search for plant manager. So then you get other things that pop up. And so.
That's pretty wild, because there's a create. He's got a whole way to do this.
Yeah. See, and the other thing you should do is there is a, what is it called? I'm trying to get things here. Did I turn you guys off? There you go. There's also a Boolean builder.
Unshare your screen.
Unshare it? Okay.
Yep.
Here. Which one is that? Stop sharing. Okay, there you go. I unshared. Now, there's also Boolean Builder you want to use, and that one was, oh God, what was the guy's name? It was. Also, but within that LinkedIn, he has another category that says, what is it? It is if you want LinkedIn people that have given their email, and you can use that as well. Let's see. There was.
What's that one called? I put in the meeting notes. I have the link to Recruitnet and the link to the Zoho doc, so you guys can create your own CSC search, whatever the hell it's called.
CSE search. Yeah. Well, this one's, like this one's already done, but the thing is there's a Boolean builder that was with, it used to be Hire Easy. And I think it is Hire Easy. They have a free Boolean builder there that works pretty well. And so if you don't, is that the best one? Yeah, that's the best one. So if you go in there, you can build your own Boolean, copy it there, and then put it into this document here, the CSE. And
here, I'm putting this up right now too. So it's Hirees, Boolean Builder.
Yeah, hire
I'm putting it in the notes. Yeah, I got it. I'm putting it in the notes.
Okay, and then you can message me too if you're not. And Kelly, did you send me something, or did somebody, was it you?
Yeah, I was looking for the link that you showed us for the CSC to find people who are looking.
It's in the meeting notes, Kelly.
And it's
For some reason, I don't know what is wrong with.
Well, when you open up the CSE, right? They're on the left side that says web and all results. But if you go to the right of that, you'll see where it says emails, or it'll see active job seekers. And he's got different categories that he put people on.
I mean, if that, I'm really going to look into that, because that looks kind of cool, because Navigator doesn't have open to work on LinkedIn. So right. That's one of the missing things, but I'm also going to post, you guys I know you've seen that one girl is constantly talking about jobin.cloud.
Yeah,
she's been posting it.
I think she sells that though.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. But so I signed up for the free. I have the free version. I like it. Okay, so like I think I've said so often that if I didn't have Loxo, it's probably what I would sign up for. It's got some really good features, and it's LinkedIn automation is pretty amazing. But they also have a free X-ray search that works really well, and I'll post that link in here too. Because what's my password? What's my password? Oh,
one of the things too that you want to look at is, if you're not using it, like True People Search to get phone numbers. If you're not using that, that's a good one.
Well, I use SalesQL. It's $39 a month for 1,600 lookups.
Wow.
And now see, here's the thing. I can't share. I'll share my screen real quick so you guys can see it. Let me see if I can. Where is it? Because you have to sign up. It's free to sign up, but their X-ray search. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so let me share the screen real quick. This is their X-ray search. And so right here, you click on Google X-ray. And then these are where you can search. So you put in keywords, skills, companies, search locations. Open to work is right here. You can put that on or off.
Wow.
And then you can put exclusions down here. And then you can search these places for it.
Wow.
Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and all that. I've not, like, here's healthcare back here, company startups, research and academic, which might work for you, Kelly. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's pull that up. So research academic, right there, and
so what is this called?
PhD, cancer.
Jobin Cloud.
Yeah, Jobin Cloud. Jobin.cloud.
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 And you say this is 35 a month?
No, this is free. The X-ray search is free. Okay. The SalesQL, SalesQL is 35 a month for 1,600 lookups. But this is like the X-ray search we were all talking about. This does the X-ray search for you. I've never done it with this research academic stuff, so I don't know how it works. Search for academia, I guess. I don't know. And you start, see what happens. There we go. Academia research, thyroid cancer, you know. So it does all these different searches for you.
Wow.
And you can search for a loop. I don't know. You may know what these are. You know, but
yeah, that's fantastic.
And this is free. This is 100% free. So I just use this. This is all I use.
Do you think the search results are the same as if you paid for it?
I don't know. If you paid for it, I don't think so. I think they do this as a way to kind of get you in, right? They give you because there's so many other things they offer, right?
Yeah.
So they give you the X-ray search is free, you know, because if you like the X-ray search, why wouldn't you start using all their other stuff, right? They have a LinkedIn automation that works really well. They have an outreach that includes, you know, I don't know about what ATS you guys use, but one thing I like about Loxo is if I'm doing a campaign to say 500 people, there's no option to send a LinkedIn connection request, right? You have to do that manually. Friggin' Jobin does it automatically in the campaign as one of the options. So that to me is amazing, but that's another story. But this X-ray search, because you can search the open to work keywords, and you don't have to do it does it for you. It does that Google operator stuff. So like if you do engineer, civil, bridges, and then exclude mechanical. So I don't want any mechanical engineers. Supposedly this is how it works. I don't use it that much, even though I think it's really cool. Right?
That's awesome.
No, that's good. That's really good. I like this one.
Now, is the address of this my job in cloud?
Kelly,
Does it look
Kelly,
like it
Kelly,
says
did
mine?
No, that's mine. That's mine.
Oh, okay.
So I have an account. I have a free account with them. So
okay, that's weird.
So search people from LinkedIn, mechanical, and then there's advanced operators down here where you can put in the title, keywords around, in text. The only thing I don't like is locations. Like I haven't figured out how to do locations because I do a lot of like 50 miles from Atlanta, 30 miles from Norfolk, stuff like that. And that's not possible in this. But I'll run this one real quick so you all can see this one. So this is site, linkedin.com, engineer, civil, bridges, open to work, or open to work, not mechanical.
That's pretty cool.
And all these guys are open to work.
Do you get people from overseas on there in your search results? Can you just put United States?
Okay, so you only want to do United States here?
I don't know. So what can you put?
You can put. I know you can do states like Texas.
Oh, okay.
Right. You can do Florida. No, let's see. Let's do Orlando.
Now, can you do small towns like you were saying you were trying to get outside Atlanta? Like, can you put Winder down?
What's that? Winter Haven. That's tiny town.
Yeah.
And then we'll get rid of bridges and just do civil engineering because I know there's a civil engineer. I know a civil engineer that lives in Winter Haven. So, but I don't know if he's open to work. So let's see what happens. Yeah, Kissimmee. That's actually not Orlando, but close to it. All the Lake City, that's very close to Winter Haven. Claremont, that's Orlando. So yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's Tel Aviv. There's a guy in Tel Aviv, Kelly.
Yeah.
So he must have something going on here. Dallas. But again, all open to work. And then see, I don't know. Should they grab? Let's see what this guy does.
Kelly, did you get the email I sent you?
I don't know. Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a licensed civil engineer in Texas.
Wow.
So yeah,
Man.
so that's this thing here, and I guess I don't know. This is one thing I'm kind of a novice on is X-ray search, right? So I've been trying to mess around with it, and I guess I'm also partial that Sales Navigator does a lot of this for me too. But the open to work thing, I'm starting to think maybe that might be the way to go, and then I can just open these contacts up in Navigator, put them into Loxo, and get their phone numbers.
The other thing I was going to add when using that CSC that I just sent you, Kelly,
Yeah.
the Brian Fink.
Yeah.
What you do is if you put open to work as one word, but in front of it you put the number sign.
A pound.
And then so put the number sign and then put say and in capital letters and then put plant manager in parentheses. I got a lot of open to work.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is that when you go to his page, this is docs.zohopublic.com. This is his CSD. This is how and I put it in the notes. This is how he teaches you how to build it.
Yeah, no, everybody teaches you how to build it, but if you look down a little bit, wait, go back up, go down, right there, that one right there.
Yep, look at that. People on the move, active job seekers, email and profile, right there. Years experience. So you can change these, right? Or are these all in there?
No, you click them and they go to a subcategory of your.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is in once I download whatever the stuff he has, this is for everybody.
Yeah, it'll go. Everything will go to all results, and then you'll kind of go to what you want.
How do you find location?
I usually will just put, like and LA
Florida.
or and.
Okay.
I don't
in the text. Okay.
Yeah, I can't be in the Boolean search string, so you can't be too greedy.
Yeah.
But
you have to do this in the Google control panel, huh?
Yeah, you do. You said it's what you do is what I've done is I've created files, okay, in Google, the Google Chrome.
Yeah.
And I create a file. And what I did was like the first one is like my Luxo. It just says Luxo up there. And then the second one just says Boolean builders. So say I get a job order or I put job orders and then I'll put the Boolean builders and I can build something automatically using that. And then I'll copy that and I have one that goes find candidates. So I'll list things like careers in food, Sales Navigator, Brian Fink CSC open, then a number of CSCs that I found, and I have about 20. And then I will look at True People Search. And let me show you this probably, if I may. You want me to show you this? What I have?
I'll say if you want me to show you SalesQL real quick, since my screen's up, you want to see SalesQL?
Yeah, let's see that.
Okay, so I'll go to Search Navigator real quick and do a leads list. I already did this one, so it won't cost me anything. So I do a list in Sales Navigator. I got 39 candidates, right? And here are all my guys, right? They're in my list. And the cool thing I like about Navigator, it shows me he's in my list, right? And then what activity I have with him is over here, right? So then with Sales Navigator, here's their widget, right? So I click on their widget. Okay.
Okay.
Let me see if I'm signed in. Hold on. This is their website. This is where all my files are. Whoops. Okay, so this is, and I'll try that again in a second. So this is how they organize stuff. So when I go into Navigator, I'll go back and show you, but I make a folder for each search I'm doing. So that search I just showed you was called Ameco Atlanta. And then these are all the people, and these are the numbers they find. The check marks.
Is that information pretty accurate, Tom?
No, that's what I clicked out of it by accident, but I want to get back into it for a second. Come on. There we go. So yes, it is accurate, and they tell you if it's got a check mark, it means it's accurate, that it's verified, right? These two numbers are verified. Let me find a bigger one. Hold on, I'll get to this one.
So that's called SalesQL. Is it QL?
SalesQL. So yeah, here we go. So this email is verified. It's his Gmail, Anthony Griffith at Gmail, his office phone number. Anthony Studebaker, he has 2 email addresses. We can click on that and see, here's his one at his work, and here's one at AOL. But this is the wrong one because you can tell he works at Cornerstone, but this says FlexBags, right? So then, and his phone number, there's 2 verified, a personal and where he works now, right? So you can look at each email. Some people, like, they couldn't find anybody for this guy because he didn't have a last name. SalesQL only does LinkedIn. That's all it does. It doesn't do any other website, nothing. It's strictly for LinkedIn and LinkedIn only. So that's one thing that you have to deal with. So, and you can decide what you want to see up here in terms of the profile view. I don't really care because what I do, like when I do this search, the next thing I do is I export all 56 with their phone numbers to a CSV, and then I import it into Loxo. So that's how I use this. So I do a search here. I don't know why the widget's not working. Let me go back to my leads list. Usually the widget works, oh, there we go. See, here we go. So there's how the widget works. Let me open up another one, this one here. So I haven't done this one yet. So once this loads, you scroll down to the bottom to make sure you get all 25. It is 25 at a time. So you click on this. And then you pick the ones if you want, which ones you want them to look. If not, you click, well, first you got to find where you're going to put them. So I'll make a new folder. Right? I'm going to make it 100 green, create and select. I click that. Now, all 25, I click add. I wait, I don't know. This time I usually go on Reddit or Facebook and wait, but maybe 25, 30, 45 seconds. And as you see, there's a verified email. There's a verified email. We think that's the right email, right? No email found for this guy. Verified. And then you can click on the person and see the whole thing. And that's it. They got all 25 of them. Well, it's still looking for these guys, right? And it might, what happened is, it's still working. Sometimes if you mess with it, like I just did, it may stop and you just redo it. So they're constantly updating the widget. I got smacked by LinkedIn. I got in trouble by LinkedIn on Friday. I did 625 at once. There is a way to do all of them. It's one of these things, and it's in beta. So what I did is I did a search. Let me see. Are we done this yet? Yeah, we're done. So on this one here, remember I say how I email all these people? This one right here, Young Engineers USA. So I did this search, came up with 646 people, and then I hit this and had it do the entire list for me. But I shut everything else down and I went to bed. When I woke up the next morning, I'm logged out of LinkedIn with a big message saying, "You're an asshole. Why would you do this to us? We hate you. If you promise you'll never do it again, and check this box." So I checked the box saying I promise never to do it again, and went back to just doing 25 at a time. But it worked. It did. It got me all 625 phone numbers and email addresses. Now, it didn't get everyone, right? But it got, I would say, if we go look at the file, it got a significant, or is this it right here?
That's pretty cool.
It got a lot. I mean, it got a lot of numbers. In fact, Miguel's calling on him right now as we speak. He's already got me one candidate I'm talking to today or tomorrow or Monday, and one I'm talking to on Wednesday. So there you go. You know, there's 31 pages of this.
Do you send out the emails within Luxo or?
Yeah. So what I'll do, like, okay, if I didn't have Miguel, right, he just started with me. I'm trying him out. If I didn't have him, what I would do is, and I've already moved this to Luxo, but I would do a campaign, right? I would do a 3-step campaign. I'd send and I might start doing text messages. A couple people in these meetings have said that they like doing text, especially with the young kids. Young kids like text. So I might add text to the, but first of all, I send an email that says, like, and you said, Ernie, in the subject line, I put, hey, and then their name, right? In the double parentheses. So it comes up, hey, Allison, hey, Alistar, hey, Alvin, right? And then the boy says, hey, Alvin, my name's Tom Alashi. We never spoke before. I'm a headhunter. I'm one. If you're interested in this opportunity.
And then the other thing too is if you do a text, you can copy that and put that within the text, like their first name.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. So if you look at Luxo, I have it open here. Hold on. So yeah, so if you when you do the campaign, they have those things where you can pull their state, their name, whatever, right? So it looks like it's personalized. Yeah, all my emails look like they're very personalized to the person. I know you're in Illinois, or I know you're in Chicago, Steve, and I know that you're working for XYZ Corporation. You consider relocating. So that's the outreach over here. So I didn't do the 625 yet, but I did this one here. And then this was my first email. And see, it says first name here. Hey, his first name. And then it's got, I know you're in here city, right? And that way he feels like it's to him. And then if they don't reply to that, there's only 118 replied, they get another email. Tom the headhunter again, right? And then only 5 replied to that. And then the third time, you leave me no choice. And then if they don't reply to those 3 times, they go to a call list.
And did you go and get the alternative email from Luxo?
Some of them, yes, but I only get
No.
I signed up for Luxo, I only get 100.
No. What I'm saying is, you have your regular email address.
Oh, this thing. Oh, yeah, there's this one here. Look. Okay, so you're talking about this.
Yeah. Wait, which one? The campaign one?
No, it doesn't matter. You can use it anytime, but you're talking about.
No. What I'm talking about is, said,
this right here.
Yeah, there you go.
You can use this anytime you want, and for you who don't use Luxo, what this does, it stops you from being a spammer or being marked as a spammer. It sends the email through their server, right? But it still comes up when they get the email looking like this.
Yeah.
Right. So it'll say from Tom and PR Search, but you're sending it through this server, which prevents you from getting flagged.
Yep.
So that's one of the things I tell anybody asks me, like, you're going to do campaign. You can't do campaign through Gmail. You can't do campaign through Microsoft 365. You got to do it through some type of server like this. And most of your ATSs offer that. MailChimp offers that, stuff like that.
Yeah. No. Good. Yeah, that's some good info there. That is.
You were going to share something. What were you going to share, Ernie?
Well, I was going to share the. Let me go back and go back to. So you got to unshare, and I'm unclicking here. Let's see here. If I will share, go back and let me see which one it was. Like, I believe it was. Where are you, CSC? Here, this one here. Okay. What I was going to share. This is like, I just did the program search, but if you put here, if you did, what is it? Open to work.
Yes.
Work, and you click it here, you get this.
How is that different from active job seekers?
I don't know, because they have open to work.
Okay. I was just wondering. Okay.
No. So that's number one. Okay. And the other thing I did was, you know how you have your pipeline? So I started thinking, okay, I got like a trillion different saving things that I've done, saving a good this or a good CSE, and they were all over the place. So I said, how would I organize this? So what I did was okay, here's Loxo. So I would click Loxo, and these are the different things that I want to save under this Loxo and TEN, which is the top echelon network. And then I did this thing with job orders. And then I did, okay, how do I do Boolean searches? And then if I go in here, I'll click these, and these will automatically Boolean search for me and create it. So then I can generate it, and then I copy it. And then I go into how do I find candidates, and I'll go into the different programs that I'll have here to find candidates.
Gosh dang, dude.
And then
I thought I was good. This is amazing.
And then I will go into phone maps, which will give me, like, I want to know just a true people search, get their contact information or their maps. And this Dean DaCosta, if you're not looking at Dean DaCosta, you're crazy, because this one here is
Is that the stuff? Oh yeah, I shared that the other day.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But
yeah.
this was a way of me remembering this stuff, And then if I want to find companies, these are different ways of finding companies that are local or whatever I want to do, like dairy companies or food companies or whatever. And then these are just podcasts that I like, that I've saved. And you talk about Steve Fink, this is Tony Byrne. Tony Byrne is like old school, like.
Oh God, he's old as Steve Finkel.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen him talk a couple times.
And then LinkedIn groups. And what I've done is I created a LinkedIn group, and I think this was the one that I created. And when I created it, yeah, see, I put my own name in there. and when you look at the members, so that's my way of advertising.
2,400 members?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
But it's look at the purpose of it being created. It was created for food people industry to mentor and network and bullshit, and I just let it ride. And every freaking day, I get at least 30 people that want to join.
Holy fuck nuts, man! That's awesome.
So yeah, I just
start like 4 groups tomorrow. Are you kidding me?
What I do with it, I don't know. And then these are the ones that. So what I would tell you to do is, if you create a list like this for yourself that makes sense to you, as you go ahead and tweet, you put your little star here, right? And then it'll tell you here, and then you create this subcategory here.
Yeah, I have the folders too. I'm amazed at what you've done, right? Like with this Facebook thing and this. Dude, I am this 25 years, and I am. I cannot believe I didn't think of doing the Facebook group. That's amazing.
And but there's another thing too. If I could find it here.
Did you do a LinkedIn group by any chance?
What was that?
Did you do a LinkedIn
that is my
group?
LinkedIn group right there.
I thought that was Facebook. That's LinkedIn. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's LinkedIn. They're Lead okay. Delta. This one here. Okay. I don't even know what my password is, but what it does, it went into. I had like 7,000 members, whatever, in LinkedIn. It downloaded all of my LinkedIn connections. And then I put those exactly like you did onto a file. And then it put it into my database.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Jobin does that too.
Yeah. Well,
right? It'll upload all your first level, right? Anybody your first level connected?
First, second, and third, and more.
Really? What?
Everybody. That I had, but it's first, second, and third connections that I had. But the other thing I will tell you, I went to AppSuma.
About like 80,000 people.
Yeah, I don't know. I got like 7,000. I'm not as popular.
No, it can't be third level. Third level is you and I are connected third level, right?
Yeah.
It can't be third. It's got to be first and second, because that would be so many people.
Yeah.
Many people.
Well, I got a lot of them. I got 7,000 over, but you see, the thing is, it went slow. And then
It has to.
It took days to do that, because LinkedIn only catches you if you go like, you got to give it like a 5-second interval between each one.
It has to work at human speed.
Yes.
Right. So that's what they'll tell you. Like Jobin tells you that. Do not do, if you do anything with LinkedIn automation, any type. That's why I shut everything else down when I did the 625, because you have to work at human speed. If you work faster than human speed, that's how you get caught. And I probably got caught because they thought he's been up for 24 hours. No way.
Exactly. And the other thing you should do is, there's an app called AppSumo.
What's it called?
Well, hold on.
So Lead Delta's $25 or $16 a month.
What was that? Yeah,
Lead
I got
Delta's-
it. I see. Okay, this AppSumo right here, right? This one here is, you want to be connected to it, because what it does, it gives you the deals happening before they happen. So I got that, a lifetime thing, for like $29 or something.
Wow.
So this AppSumo, if you look at it, you can get these things. So you look at the price, and this is like the one-time price. So you can take a chance. It could be on forever, or it could go off tomorrow. But you may find something that may come up and say, this is a good deal. But you're on top of all of these different ones. And this is called just appsumo.com. And this
Holy
is
shit,
one
Ernie, dude, you have you're on top of it, bro. This is insane.
So this is the one where you want it, because it comes into your email. So you sign up for it, and then it'll come to your email, and then you just check it out every once in a while to see what they have. And then so if you go in here and just, I don't know, let's put recruiters. Just recruit.
ATS probably.
Yeah, or just put recruit, and just that, and see if anybody has
hire, Jobin.
Yeah,
Jobin's got a 1-year deal for $79.
Wow.
Holy shit.
And some of these are lifetime deals. Okay, so you get a lot of these, and you can kind of go crazy. It's like if you learn how to use coupons, and you can go crazy to buy stuff you don't need. But then, after accumulating all this stuff, then I had to figure out, because I had just one page at the end, all others, and I had to figure out, how in the hell do I put these in any organizational way that'll help me? Because sometimes you have tools that you never use because you just forgot. So if I go to here and I go, okay, how do I find candidates? And I'll look through here and I'll say, okay, it gives me some different things to do. And then if I want to find companies because I'm stuck, Manta, BatchGo, Indeed, and some of these I forgot how to do, but there's some ways in which you can create a program that'll give you the United States, and then from the United States will tell you every food company that's within 30 miles of Atlanta. And then you can go picking, but it's a lot of work. But I know where all the cannabis companies are. But the ag companies just.
Well, there's one walking in my distance to my house, so if you need one, let me know.
But sometimes you'll find like a website you want to keep and you want to hold, or a training site or a podcast that you say, this is pretty cool. So then you star it, you put it in the right file, and you have it.
Yeah, I mean, I am just still kind of blown away about AppSumo, Lead Delta, and the Brian Fink guy. Those 3 things have just blown me away. That's wild. Because I have, like you do, I have all types of folders up at the top of my Lobster Plus. A huge, another one. Now you have the thing that says other bookmarks. I have that too. So I have all types of folders too. I used to do, when I had Recruiter Lite, before they allowed you to do folders and stuff, I used to do a search in Recruiter Lite and then open every candidate up in a tab. So have like 60 tabs open and then save that tab in a bookmark. So I could go back to it the next day or whatever.
Yeah, and that's why I decided I was gonna kind of do this whole thing with, you know, this is my Luxo thing if I want to go to it, but just in case Chrome messes up, and then I'll go to different ones, you know, the job orders or the Boolean builders, and then I say get the Boolean builder done, and then put it into find a candidate and stick it in there.
You even have Luxo source, which takes you your Luxo that way, so you don't have to get to it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The way you did that.
And then you know, so just different ones. Plus, their training videos. You know, they don't have those in YouTube. But you just go into the training videos and it'll pop up, and I'll have them, and I'll just check to see if there's anything that they have that I should know.
Yeah, you can go to their Luxo support page. All their videos are there.
And so that just you know. Just
yeah, dude. No, you. It's getting late. I gotta get on a call here shortly. But man, you added a lot to this team, to this call today. I will definitely share this and let everybody know how amazing this is. I mean, this is amazing, dude. This is absolutely amazing.
It's just trying to be
Tom,
organized.
where do you put the notes?
Where do you put the notes?
Where do you put the notes?
Go to the three little dots next to the hang up button.
More actions.
And then
Okay. Okay, Ernie.
Okay, so here it is. So sorry. If you're on your computer, three little dots, and then it'll say
Yeah, I got the dot.
hide meeting notes, or show meeting notes. It's the second selection. Show device settings, show meeting notes, show meeting details.
Gotcha.
Which one I have? See, I have show call details, enter full screen, show background, turn on live options, keypad.
Are you hitting the three dots?
I hit the three dots. That's all it gave me. Well, yep, that's all.
All I got was meeting details, and then learn more. Wait a minute.
Yeah, show meeting. You want show meeting notes?
It doesn't give me. I don't have that option. Wait, hold on. Turn.
Yeah, it doesn't give you that.
Well, you know what? No, that didn't work.
No, I am with you. I'm having trouble finding it.
Let me see. I'm on my iPad too. Let me see if I can use turn on live captions. No, that's not it. Block meeting, dial pad. Oops. Unblock meeting. Chat bubbles, live captions, put me on hold, turn incoming video, meeting views, background effects. I don't know how to get to it from there. I can get to it from, I'll tell you what, I'll just, I guess I'll,
Are we all friends on Facebook?
No, but we can
you know
be.
what, are all you guys in either, where is it? What are the two groups? Recruiters who actually make placements and recruiters headhunting and something else. Are you guys in those groups?
Recruiters who actually make placements.
Pardon me?
Recruiters who actually make placements.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to put all the meeting notes and I've recorded this video. I'm going to stop recording it now. And I'll put the video in the meeting notes so you guys can